I'm going to share with you the best way to create viral POV videos, cheaper, faster, and better. Right now, more and more people are realizing how popular these videos have become. For example, this page has nearly 500,000 followers, and it was created just a few weeks ago. To stand out, our videos need to be the best. That's why I've developed a powerful technique that takes your content to the next level. This system produces videos, running 24/7 without you lifting a finger after the initial setup, and I'll share everything with you. I've also discovered a way to cut costs on the most expensive tools, saving you over $80 a month on subscriptions, so you can create more high-quality videos without overspending. Now, I will walk you through the automation process step by step. The first phase involves fetching video data from a Google Sheet. Next, the AI optimizes and fragments the initial prompt into multiple prompts, each tailored to generate high-quality images. From these images, it then generates 7 videos. Then, it enhances them by incorporating sound effects to elevate production quality. After the rendering process, the system retrieves the final video and seamlessly uploads it to YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram, ensuring maximum reach across key platforms. And that's it. The system operates 24/7, allowing it to create and upload any number of videos automatically across all 3 platforms. To make things easier for you, I've prepared a document in our community that you can simply download and upload to your video generator. If you want access to these resources and more tips on automating your videos, I highly recommend joining our community. The link to the community is in the description. Importing it is as simple as clicking the 3 dots, selecting Import from File, and choosing the file. With just a few clicks, the entire workflow is set up. All you need to do is enter your credentials, and that's it. However, if you prefer to build it step by step, I've also provided a detailed guide in our community. It walks you through creating all the nodes, managing API keys, and using the necessary templates. Additionally, I've included a guide on how to self-host n8n for free, so you won't have to pay the $25 monthly subscription for that tool. It covers everything from setting up the server to configuring Docker, ensuring full compatibility with all our future projects. It's a fantastic cost-saving option. For rendering, we're not using Creatomate, which costs $49 per month. Instead, we're saving that money by using FFmpeg. The command for rendering is quite lengthy, but you only need to copy and paste it to make it work. Everything is available in our community. The link is in the description. That's the general overview of the system we're building. It's simple to set up, and once it's ready, it will start producing videos for you immediately. Now let's get started. First, we create a new project. You can name it anything you like. For this demo, I'll call it My Workflow. The first step is to set up a schedule trigger. I'll configure it to run daily, but you can adjust it to run every 5 or 6 hours depending on your needs. If this automation setup is sparking some ideas for you, hit that like button and subscribe for more time-saving tips. The next step is creating a Google Sheet. So we navigate to Google Sheets and access the sheet. Click on Get Rows in Sheet. Here you'll need to configure your Google account. I've already set mine up, but it's very simple. Just create an account, generate new credentials, and set them up. To help with this, I've included a tutorial on our community page that walks you through configuring Google Cloud, obtaining API keys, and more, along with a video guide to get you started. Now we define the rules for accessing the sheet. We select an option to retrieve rows from the document. I'll choose version 2 as the document's name and select Sheet 1. Next, we need to apply some filters. The first filter is the production column. We want to check if they're ready, and we only want to return the first matching row. Now, how do we create this document? It's very easy in our community. Go to the Google Sheet template. Here you'll find the Google Sheet link. This Google Sheet template is where you'll input all the data you want. You'll complete this entirely using ChatGPT or another chat model. So when you visit this page, essentially, go to File and select Make a Copy, which is here. It will prompt you to create the copy. Name it as you wish, perhaps version 1, and create the copy. There, you can enter all your data. To do that, it's as simple as going to this prompt, copying everything, and pasting it in any AI chat. It will generate your table with everything required to make it function. You can tweak this prompt however you like. This one's for viral historical videos, but you can adapt it to anything you desire. It created this table for me, so I'll just copy it and paste it into our new Google Sheet, like this, and everything should be set for production. Now it's ready, and we'll use this file in a generator. This is the name of the document we just made, so we can find version 1 and use it. But currently, I'll use version 2, which is essentially identical. Now that this is prepared, I can click Test Step, and I'll see that I found it, retrieved it, and confirmed how you want it. As you can see, all the information appears in the table. The title and description match perfectly, confirming that everything is working as expected. If setting up everything feels tricky, drop your questions in the comments. I'd love to help. If you enjoy this kind of content, please like and subscribe. It helps me a ton and motivates me to keep creating tutorials like this. The next step is generating prompts, so we'll need an OpenAI model. First, we open it and send a message to the model. You'll need to create an account if you haven't already. As always, I have a tutorial for that. You can find a step-by-step guide on setting up an OpenAI account in our community. Just follow the instructions and you'll have it ready in no time. Once your account is set up, we select the resources, enter the message, and choose the operation and model. From the list of available models, I prefer using GPT-4o. Let me find it. Yes, this one is excellent, exactly what I want. The prompt we'll use is here in the OpenAI Generate prompt. It details everything as it should be. Just click here, open the prompt, copy it, and paste it into the prompt section with the expression toggled on. It should look like this. This will populate these green fields from the Google Sheet. We also need to output the content as JSON. That's it. We can test this step. The node executed successfully, creating 7 scenes. It starts at 0, so it's 7. The title is a solid one based on the ideas above we had here, like the concept and prompt. We crafted the prompt to produce the images. 1 prompt per image. This is for the first image, this for the second, the third, and so on. This is a sound we'll create for this video. So this is complete. Let's organize it, okay? It's ready. Now, it's time to split it so we can generate 7 images. Just click Split Out, select this node, and choose which fields to split. Type Message Content, since it's these ones. That's all you need here. Click Test Step, and we'll have 7 items as output, 1 for each scene we created. The next step is building the image generator. To do this, we'll create an HTTP request. This will serve as our text-to-image generator, so let's rename it Text-to-Image. If you're having trouble with any part of the tutorial, you can check the community section. Just select the node we're working on. Right now, that's the text-to-image node. It will show you exactly what to input if you're unsure. First, we need to set the request method to post. Here's the URL we'll use, so copy it, change the method to post, and paste the URL. Next, for authentication, select Generic Credential Type. Now, we need to add a header. I'll use 11 Labs for this, which is a highly professional tool. If you don't see 11 Labs in your credentials, you'll need to create a new one. Just set a name and enter the corresponding value. If you don't already have an 11 Labs API key, I have a full tutorial on how to generate one. Let me walk you through it. First, go to this link, log into your account, click on your profile picture, and select API Keys. That will take you to the Key Management section. Now, create a new API key and name it whatever you like, such as Relentless Robot Rocket. Once generated, copy it to your clipboard. Next, go back to our workflow and paste the API key into the value field in the expression section. The API key name must be exactly as specified. Copy X API key as the name and paste your API key as the value. To keep things organized, set this credential to fixed since it will remain constant. Just a quick note. Treat your API key like a password. My key will be deleted soon, so don't worry. You'll need to generate your own. After that, rename the credential to something meaningful like 11 Labs. Since I already have one, I'll name this one 11 Labs 2 and save it. Now you should see the new credential in your list. I'll continue using my first one since I don't need the second. Next, we need to set the headers. Since we already have our 11 Labs account, click on Send Headers. For the name, enter content type exactly as written. If you're unsure, refer back to the text-to-image section. It specifies the exact parameters to use. The value for content type should be application/JSON. Now, for the request body, we can leave it as it is. The content type remains application/JSON, which is confirmed here. Now, switch the body input to expression mode and use the provided template. Notice how the prompt from split out is being passed into this request. That's why we use expressions, to dynamically replace variables with their actual content. That's all we need to set up here, so let's test this step. Wait, I made a mistake. We're not using the 11 Labs account for this step. This is a text-to-image generator, not a sound generator. Instead, we need to use an AI or ML account. If you don't have one, you can create it now. To get your API key, log into your account, go to the Key Management section, and either create a new key or copy an existing one. If you need help, check the School Community section. It explains how to format your API key correctly. It should be named Authorization, and the value should be Bearer your API key. Now let's add this to our workflow. Create a new credential and enter Bearer, followed by your API key in the value field. The name should be Authorization. We'll call this credential AIML. Since I already have one, I'll name mine version 2. This won't work without a valid API key, so make sure to use your real one. Once you've entered your API key, set it to fixed and save. I'll use my demo key for now, and it should work. Now let's test this step. It takes a few seconds to generate, and it's done. Here's the image it produced. It's a really great image of a person walking in an arena. This step is complete. If this image generator setup is saving you time, show some love by liking and subscribing. Let's move on to the next step. First, move this down and copy it, or just create a new sticker. Place it here, enlarge it, change its color to blue, and rename it Generate Image. That's how we create these blue boxes. Now the next step is generating videos. We'll use the same platform, so copy and paste this node. Rename it Generate Videos. Open it, and inside, rename the function to Image to Video. If you have any questions, go back to our community and look for the Image to Video node. It provides all the details you need. To proceed, we need an HTTP request node with a POST method. Copy the correct URL. This is the one we need. Since we're already set to post, we don't need to change that. The credential type is correct since it's AIML, and we have the proper headers. Now, we just need to send the request body. This time, we need to adjust the body content to ensure it uses the correct format. Since it's not wired yet, we must connect it properly so it receives the content. Now it's wired, and it turned green. The system has returned the correct prompt. Now we're going to generate a video using our previously created image and this prompt. Before running this, we need to wait for the video to be processed. To do that, add a wait node. Click on Wait, then set the time interval to 10 minutes. Click on 10, then minutes, and it's ready. Now, test this step. The request is queued, and the video will be ready in 10 minutes. To ensure the workflow pauses correctly, set the wait time to 10 minutes. Rename the node, test it, and start the waiting process. I'll skip the waiting part so you don't have to. Now that we've waited, it's time to retrieve the video from the platform. This is simple. Just copy the previous node, paste it again, and link it to the workflow since we need the prior data. Open it, and this time, instead of making a post request, we'll make a GET request to fetch the video. Rename it Get Video. Open the node and enter the necessary details. The URL remains the same, but change the method to GET. Keep the generic credential type as it is, and don't add any headers or a request body. Instead, we'll send query parameters. The key parameter we need is the generation ID we just received. Drag and drop it into place, and that's all we need for it to work. If you're unsure, check here. Query parameters include generation ID and its corresponding value. Now, test it. It worked. Here's the video, and it looks great. Now let's move on to the next step, generating sound effects, an essential part of making videos stand out. Start by copying any HTTP node we have, along with the background, and rename it Generate Sound Effects. Open it and rename its components to Text to Sound. To set it up, go to the Text to Sound section. We'll be using 11 labs, and I've already shown how to get the API key, so just follow those steps. Now configure the request. It's a post request, so copy the URL provided. No headers are needed. For the request body, go back to our community, copy the template, and paste it here. Link it as usual, and it will now have the correct data. Click to test it. This will generate the right sound effect prompts like roaring crowd, distant cheers, and echoing steps. Everything a gladiator scene needs. The system generates 7 sound effects. Let's play the first one. Perfect. That's exactly what I needed for this video. Now, let's save these files. We'll need a Google Drive folder. Open Google Drive and upload the file there. If your account isn't connected yet, do that now. If you need help, I've covered how to set up Google Cloud Drive and YouTube API keys. Now, select File Upload and choose the sound file. How do we know which file to use? It's the data from text to sound that we just processed. Assign a file name. Go back to Upload the MP3. This is the one. Each file name is randomly generated but unique every time. Choose where to save it. My Drive is fine. If you prefer, create a folder inside My Drive. Click Save, and that's it. Now, we need to share the file so that it's accessible in our workflow. Go to Google Drive and select Share File. It will ask which file you want to share. We'll use the file ID. Just drag and drop the data here. Set the permissions. Role as writer, access to anyone, and allow file discovery. Rename the action to Grant Access so we don't forget. Test it one last time. Done. The file is now saved and shared, ready to be used in the workflow. Okay, let's improve this a bit. Now the next step is rendering the video, an important part of the process. First, place a box above to handle rendering and create a code node. Inside, paste the render script and rename it Render Script. This should run once for all items. Previously, we had 7 individual clips, but now we want a single render. This isn't the actual code. Find it in the Render Script section. This script generates an FFPEGM command that renders all videos together, adds music, text, transitions, and more without needing Creatimate. Normally, a Creatimate subscription costs $49 per month, but this script does the same job for free. Copy the full script, it's a big one, and paste it into the JavaScript section. Then, move it below the render section. Here's how it works. The script first extracts titles, video URLs, and audio URLs from the clips we generated earlier. It then creates a temporary folder with configuration settings, so you can define video output, frame rate, bitrate, pixel format, duration per video, and codec settings. It also includes fade-in and fade-out transitions, text overlay configurations, and metadata for easier YouTube uploads. The text filter ensures that long titles split into multiple lines, preventing them from overflowing the screen. The metadata arguments are set, commands are created, and the final script is returned. Now, test this step. It should generate the command output. Next, we need to execute the render command. Create a new node and name it Execute Command. If you're unsure how, go to the Render Execution section for reference. Open Execute Command and copy the instructions. Don't forget to wait. It takes about 10 seconds to complete. If the render doesn't process, check for errors. If there's an issue, go back to the classroom notes. It mentions file system size and binary data mode. This is crucial because large files consume a lot of memory and can cause workflow crashes. That's why we rely on FFmpeg instead of processing everything in memory. To run FFmpeg and curl, they must be installed. In most cases, the required tools are already included in our instance, but if not, copy the installation command, run it, and the workflow will generate the output file. Now that the file is in our system, the next step is retrieving it. Use read file from disk and rename this step to Get Media from Disk so we don't lose track of what we're doing. Select the file path list. You'll find it in our community under Get Video from Disk. This is the file selector we need to import the final output. For the options, choose Output File and Field and set it to Data. If the process fails, check for extra spaces in file names. This can cause the render to break. Remove any trailing spaces, retry the process, and now the full video is ready. If you appreciate these cost-saving tips, please like and subscribe. It really supports the channel. Let's watch it. Great. We have an amazing video. You can download it and upload it manually, but let's automate the process by uploading it directly to YouTube. The next step is to click on Upload to YouTube. Copy this node and rename it to Upload Video to YouTube. Now create a new YouTube node. Drag and drop it to ensure the data stays connected. Name it YouTube so it's clear what it does. Since we're uploading a video, this is where you'll need your YouTube account credentials. If you haven't set them up yet, you can create them now. Select Video as the resource and Upload as the operation. Fill in the title and description fields. To make things easier, pull the title from the YouTube node by selecting it. Now you can see the new title. For the region code, enter US for the United States. As for the category, entertainment should work well. The input binary field should be set to data from the Get Video from Disk node. This is the video file we're uploading. In the options section, select the description and use this one. It's well written and relevant to the video. You can also set the privacy status to public, private, or unlisted. If you don't want to change it, you can leave it as is. I'll set it to public so the video goes live instantly without any human intervention. Now let's test this step. It uploaded successfully. Here's the video and everything worked fine. To ensure it doesn't repeat, we need to update the Google Sheet. Navigate to Google Sheets and select Update Row. The process is almost finished, but right now the status says Ready. We want it to say Done so the system skips it in future runs. Click on Update Row and select version 2, which is the version I'm using. The sheet should be Sheet 1. Now, select the column to match. It's simple. Choose row number. Which row are we working on? The excitement row is row 3, so we'll use row 3 as our reference. Drag and drop row number into the field. However, if display is placed above item, it won't work. Set it to first, and it will correctly pick row 3. Alternatively, go to Upload Update Google Sheet and manually select the row number. Update the production status to Done without adding any extras. Now test it. Perfect. The Google Sheet now says Done. The next run will start at row 3. If you want to upload the video to other platforms, we can do that too. Let's move on to Upload Post. Here's how. Create an HTTP request node. Name it HTTP request and link it properly so it connects to the workflow. This will allow us to upload to multiple platforms. Rename this node to Upload Media to TikTok. That's the next step. Now, set it up properly by renaming the node inside to TikTok. The method should be POST, and for the URL, find the correct endpoint for TikTok. This one should work. For authentication, select Generic Credential Type and set the configuration type to Path. In the headers section, we need an API key. I'll use Upload Post, but if you're unsure, check the community section under API keys and look for Upload Post. If you haven't registered yet, go ahead and create an API key. It's simple. Just generate a new key and name it Authorization. The value should be API key base, followed by your actual API key. Let's do that now. Create a new key, name it Authorization, and set the value to API key base plus your key. Once you have it, go back and add it here. Click to save it and name it something memorable, like upload post, so you can recall what it's for. I won't save mine since I already have it set up. There's no need for query parameters or extra headers, but we do need to send a body. The body format should be form data. Start by adding a title field. Go back to the TikTok node and map the title field to this one. Now, add another parameter for platform. Set the value to TikTok. Next, add user. The tutorial suggests creating and linking a user, so add a user field, name it, and then click Link Some Accounts. I already linked YouTube, but you can link TikTok, Instagram, or any other platform. My username is Minted Wealth, but yours will be whatever you set. The last required field is the binary field for the video file. Select data as the binary source. However, the name should be video, and the value should be data. The video file is stored in the data binary field, so this is the correct way to map it. Now, test the setup. It won't work for me because I don't have a TikTok account linked, but it should work for you if you've completed the setup. I've tested this with other accounts, and it worked fine. If you also want to post the video to Instagram, just copy this node. Rename it to Upload to Instagram, then copy and paste the node structure, rename it again to Instagram, and that's it. Instead of uploading to TikTok, this version will publish the video to Instagram. Now everything is set up. Once a video is rendered, it will be automatically uploaded to YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram, and the Google Sheet will be updated to mark it as completed. This is the full workflow. From idea generation to Google Sheets, prompts, images, videos, sound effects, rendering, and multi-platform uploads. You can run this as often as you want. Set it to run every 4 or 5 hours or whatever interval works for you. Testing is simple, and the videos will be ready to download anytime. If you want a one-click setup, I've provided a Google Drive link where you can download the workflow. Just upload it via Import from File, and you're good to go. But if you prefer step-by-step guidance, everything you need, API keys, templates, nodes, and rendering options, is explained here. That's it. Hope you found this useful. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe. It really helps me out and keeps me motivated to make more content like this. And if you have any questions about this process, just drop them in the comments below. I'd love to help you out. See you next time, and thanks for watching.